Welcome to the final session of the Planet Munch Nutrition and Behaviour Change Programme. The aim of today's session is to pull everything together and summarise the learning so far to prepare you for your future. Now that we're coming to the end of the first 12 weeks, this is a good time to look back at what we've been discussing. What do you think you have learnt during the past 12 weeks? In session 1, Eat Well, we looked at the importance of eating well and having a balanced diet. We learned that healthy eating is important for everyone. Whatever stage of life you're at, a healthy diet is needed to keep you in good health, to feel well, and go about your daily activities. We asked how could you be sure that the food you eat across a day or a longer period of time provides the right amount of energy and nutrients. We used the Eat Well guide to help us understand this. The Eat Well guide helps us to understand the need for a balanced diet and the proportions of foods we should eat. That all foods have a place in a balanced diet. Diet is what you eat over time and not just at an individual meal. Adults and children's diets should be balanced in a similar way, but children have a greater need for energy and nutrients for their body size. Children need to eat foods from all the 4 main food groups, as this is the best way to make sure they're getting enough energy and nutrients. It is also important that they don't eat too much of any foods, and particularly those that are high in fat and sugar, as foods high in fat and sugar are not needed on a daily basis but can be enjoyed occasionally as part of a healthy, balanced diet. Sugar and fat are found naturally in many foods and are often added in cooking and processing or at the table. Foods from these groups should be limited as shown by the plate model. Taking in enough drinks or fluids is also important for health. Adults and children need about 6 to 8 drinks per day. Sometimes we need more drinks, especially in hot weather and when we are more active. Salt is often added to most foods, which means we need to be mindful to reduce added salt where possible. In session 2, we looked at the carbohydrate food group. We learned that we need to eat carbohydrates or starchy foods as part of a balanced diet because they give us energy to fuel our bodies throughout the day, along with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. A typical meal should have approximately 1/3 as carbohydrate in order to have the right balance. And we need to eat carbohydrate at every meal and at some snacks, as our body uses glucose from carbohydrates as the main fuel to provide us with a regular supply of energy. Therefore, carbohydrates are an important part of the diet for all adults and children. Messages from social media and the weight loss industries about carbohydrates can be misleading and untrue, often stating that due to their high energy content, carbohydrates can lead to weight gain. But serving carbohydrates in recommended portion sizes, choosing whole grain types or complex carbohydrates, and choosing high sugar and processed foods less often will help you stay in energy balance. Carbohydrates are an energy source. We need energy to go about our daily activities. Therefore, the recommended amount of carbohydrate is 4 portions a day for preschoolers and 5 to 6 portions a day for older children and adults. This means a portion of carbohydrates can be offered as a snack if not met through their meals. As with any food, it is only a problem if too much carbohydrate is eaten. It is also easy to add calories to carbohydrate foods during and after cooking, such as putting butter on bread or potatoes. You can often almost halve your calorie intake by cutting down on fat or choosing healthier accompaniments for your carbohydrates. For example, choosing whole grain or complex carbohydrates over refined carbohydrates, which are higher in fiber, as fiber helps digestion and keeps bowels regular and soft. However, be mindful that the recommended fiber intake increases with age. In session 3, we looked at the protein group, which is essential for the body to grow and repair itself and to support a healthy immune system. Protein foods can be animal or plant-based and are made up of different building blocks called amino acids. Amino acids have important jobs to do in the human body. We cannot make all amino acids from scratch, so we have to take them through our diets. Some amino acids can be made from others. The amino acids that can be used to build other amino acids are called essential amino acids. So not all essential amino acids are present in the right combinations of all foods. The amino acids that make up protein vary in different foods. Foods from animal sources, such as meat, fish, and eggs, contain all the essential amino acids, therefore are known as complete sources of protein. Most plant foods contain some amino acids, but not all essential amino acids. Soya is the only plant protein that contains all essential amino acids. Adults and children who eat a plant-based diet may need to eat more protein-containing foods to make sure they're getting the right mix of amino acids. We will talk about these foods and how to make sure we're getting enough protein later on. Most protein foods are high in iron, especially animal sources such as meat, chicken, and fish. Plant sources are also a good source of iron, but should be served with foods high in vitamin C to help iron absorption. Fish is an excellent source of protein, and oily fish is a source of omega-3 fatty acids. But fish of any type is not eaten enough in the UK. Therefore, the recommended amount of protein for children eating a mixed diet is 2 servings of protein per day, with the inclusion of fish once a week, and children who do not eat meat should have 3 servings of protein per day to get all the different building blocks. Adult recommendations are 2 to 3 portions of protein a day, which includes 2 portions of fish a week, one of which is oily fish. In session 4, we covered the milk, dairy and alternatives food group. We learnt that milk and dairy foods are an important part of a young child's diet. They're a good source of energy and protein and contain a wide range of vitamins and minerals, including calcium. These will help young children build bones and keep teeth healthy. Dairy milk alternatives are also explored within this group. Recommended amounts of dairy foods are 3 portions a day, along with regular physical activity to promote and build strong bones. Physical activity for under 5s is recommended for 3 hours per day. In session 5, we looked at the fruit and vegetables food group, where we explored why they are so important and how we can help our children to meet the recommended 5 portions a day. We learned that eating at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables a day could reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, and cancer, and that increasing fruit and vegetable consumption is the second most important cancer prevention strategy after reducing smoking. We learned that higher consumption of fruit and vegetables is linked to a lower risk of coronary heart disease and stroke. Fruit and vegetables are sources of many vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and B vitamins, including folate, and 2 types of fiber. Soluble fiber, which keeps our insides healthy and helps control the level and type of fat in our blood, and insoluble fiber, which helps to keep the gut working well. We explored the 5-a-day message and learned that sadly in the UK, we don't do very well on this score. On average, we eat about 2.5 portions per day. For many people, this could be because they can't easily find good quality, affordable fruit and vegetables. We discussed how fruit and vegetable intake varies widely between people, and this may be partly due to low awareness of the 5-a-day message. Knowledge, attitudes, motivation, and skills concerning growing, buying, preparing, and eating fruit and vegetables all affect our intake. We all need to eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables each day. That's almost half a kilo for adults. Young children don't need quite as much due to their smaller size, but they do need as many pieces of different types of fruit and vegetables and different colours like a rainbow every day. Therefore, the portion size for a child is what they can hold in their hand for fruit and in both hands for vegetables. In session 6, we looked at the importance of fat in the diet and discussed parental influences on children's dietary habits. Fats are an important part of our diet, providing energy, essential fatty acids that the body cannot make, and some important vitamins such as vitamin A and D. Fat also has twice the amount of energy per gram compared to carbohydrate and protein. This means it is easy to take in more energy from a high-fat diet, and eating too much fat can be unhealthy. In the UK, many adults eat more fat than is recommended, and this has been linked to a higher risk of having obesity and related diseases. Children under 5 need a higher fat diet to meet their energy needs. This is because children are smaller and have less room in their stomach to hold food. Therefore, they need to have a more energy-dense diet. Just like adults, the type of fat children eat is important, and replacing saturated fats with unsaturated fats, such as vegetables fats, is advised because it is better for our hearts than animal fats. Eating less processed foods, which also contain sugar and salt, and trying to avoid offering processed foods less often and not in place of foods from the main 4 food groups can also help. In session 7, we looked at sugar in the diet. We considered the effects sugar may have on our health and asked, do we need it? How much sugar should we be having, and what harm might it do? We also looked at what is called fussy and picky eating in children and how best to manage that. We asked how much sugar you thought that might be in popular beverages and discussed why it is not a good idea to give a lot of sugar in one serving. This would not be good for children or adults, as sweetened beverages like this provide empty calories, a term used to describe foods and drinks that give us energy, usually from sugar or fat or a combination of both, but often lack essential nutrients like vitamins and minerals. Over the last 12 weeks, we've learned a lot of tips along the way for how to provide a healthy diet for all the family, and especially for younger children, those under the age of 5, which include that children need a balanced, a varied diet over a day, a week, and longer. That under 4s need vitamin D drops daily, that it is normal that food preferences can change from day to day, that we should try to keep calm at meal times, and encourage good behavior with non-food rewards. So now that you've come to the end of all that learning, you need to think about how to pull everything together and take that learning forward to keep us fit for life and to ensure we have a healthy future. Think about how you're going to take what we've covered and put it into practice. In the following 12 weeks, we will consolidate the learning from the first 12 weeks at Planet Munch. We will take part in practical sessions to help us understand labels, menu planning, keep an eye on food portions, and shopping for the family. We think you will find it is even more fun learning that way. Behavior change, wanting to make changes. Over the past 12 weeks, we have been practicing setting SMART goals and then reviewing these the week after. This is a good tool to help you keep making positive changes to your family's lifestyle. We started off by getting you to consider 3 reasons why you wanted to make your family's meals healthier. If you need to come back to that question now and see if your reasons and importance have changed. For most people, they do, and they feel it is even more important after this program. Remember to use any of the monitoring sheets, such as those for fruit and vegetables, types of snacks, and being active every now and then if you need a little boost to keep you on track with your changes. And don't forget to not worry about bumps in the road. It's a typical daily routine that is more important. Well done for completing the 12 weeks.